What up? It's me, Drew Drop, and I'm back with the other half of that Sims build video that I started like a month ago. And yeah, here it is. Let's just ignore the fact that it took me forever to do this. I had the video edited actually, like immediately, but I don't like doing the voiceovers, okay? So that's the reason why it's taken so long. Sorry if my voice sounds kind of like fucky. It's the morning. I'm only like a third of the way done with my coffee. So, anywho's, here you can see I'm like making the kitchen and whatnot. I love kitchens, just IRL, and yeah. So I always want my Sims kitchens to look really nice too. They're my favorite. Well, okay, maybe the bathrooms are my favorite part of the build, and then the kitchens are like probably my second favorite part, let's be real. So, yeah, I'm just fucking around with some of the stuff that's on that counter, putting in like some stuff. I don't know about you guys. Do you hate so much that the coffee pots do not go into the corner? I'm sorry. I don't want my coffee pot to be sitting at the very edge of the goddamn counter. It's ridiculous. Also, I really wish that I could like actually move the damn microwave so that it was like up, you know? Who wants their microwave just right there on the countertop? Not me. So, Sims, let's get on that, please. Please, I would love a functioning microwave that's like above the stove or above the counter, literally anywhere other than sitting on the counter. And also, please, for the love of God, make the coffee table or the coffee pots move. All right, so here you can see I'm putting in a bunch of these blinds. I think the curtains in this game kind of suck for the most part. Like, most of them are just awful. But I've learned to live with it. And actually, these blinds that I put in all of the rooms aren't too bad if you just shrink them down. They look just like normal blinds. And from the outside, they look pretty dope, so. All right, we're going to lay down some rugs. I'm a big fan of rugs. Which is funny, because I actually don't even have any rugs in my house. Look, bitch, rugs are expensive, okay? I don't have the money. No, wait, actually. So I do have in my bathroom and my kitchen, I've got one of those just like, they're not rugs. They're like bath mats and kitchen mats, honestly. By the way, for all the dudes out there, especially straight dudes, but gay dudes can also appreciate this info if you some reason don't know it. Get yourself some rugs. It's like the quickest way to avoid a sad boy apartment. You just get some rugs, throw them on the ground, like under your couch or under the coffee table or under your bed or something. Anywhere, for the love of God, get some rugs. And any girl or guy that you bring over is going to be like, wow, they at least have a rug. What a civilized human being. I'm not even kidding. Like, anyway, so get your ass a rug if you don't have them. Also put some shit on the wall, please. If you have nothing on your walls, it just makes people feel sad. Adding in some lighting, I put in the TV and a fireplace, and then I spent a little bit of time looking at some plants. I was just talking to my boyfriend yesterday about plants. He seems like the kind of guy that would have plants, you know, he's a big like nature dude, and he's like likes working with his hands, and he likes being detailed and shit. I'm like, why don't you get some actual like plants, you know? And he was like, I've thought about having a bonsai tree. And I'm like, oh my god, those are so much work. But he was like, so we looked up this video on like making a terrarium, and apparently it was a self-sustaining economy, or not economy, Jesus Christ, self-sustaining ecosystem inside of a terrarium that you never need to reopen. And he was like, oh, that's pretty dope. And I'm like, yeah, terrariums are lit. It would be cute in here. So hopefully he gets in on that, but probably not. He and I suffer a lot from the whole, like, I have an idea, and I'm gonna not do it because the execution is hard kind of issue. Just popping that shit right there. I like to use this photograph that's in the unlockables because it's just like, who doesn't have a sports photo of their sport team from that time that they played sports when they were like 6, you know? All right, so here I go. I've got the bookshelf separating these rooms. I don't know about y'all, but do you remember how in The Sims 3, when you got a bookshelf and you added more books to it, it like filled up. Yeah, that was lit. Let's bring that back. I really am not a fan of being like, oh, I love this bookshelf. Fuck, but there's nothing on it. I don't want to fill it with a bunch of plants and shit. I want it to be full of books that my Sims actually own. That would be lit. Thank you very much, EA. Let's get on that. Also, let's maybe get on, like, fixing them toddlers, you know? Because I've got some Demon Eldritch babies going on in my 100 Baby Challenge, and it's pretty freaky, so. So yeah, I just made, like, this little reading nook, and I'm going to put some stuff on the bookshelf now. A couple plants. There's, like, a little cat sculpture. Yeah, that one right there. And then these elephant books are, like, the only books that I can kind of try to fit on the bookshelf and make it look fuller. And then I put this piece of art on the walls. I really like this piece a lot. And then we'll finish up with a plant here. Alright, so doing the entryway, you gotta have a coat rack, you know? Or you gotta have, like, some place to put your stuff. You gotta have an umbrella rack so that the Sims can actually, like, have umbrellas. Because, you know, they get wet in the rain if you don't give them an umbrella. So make sure that you have that, and you can at least give them an umbrella, and then you can get rid of it if you don't like it. I really like this leash hook thingamajig from Sims Animals. I like having a rug at the entry and at the front door. It's just a nice place to, like, wipe your shoes. Basically, just rugs are great. Get rugs. Seriously, get, like, at least 2 rugs. Put one in the bathroom and put one somewhere else, and you'll be good to go. But not just, like, any rug in the bathroom. Get, like, a bathroom rug, okay? You'll really impress your date. I promise. Also, clean your sink. Also, clean your shower. Also, when was the last time that you vacuumed? Seriously. I say these things out of a place of love because I forget to do this shit all the time, so. So another thing that drives me bananas is the wall color palettes. They're always just, like, too busy and too crazy for what I want. Or too bright or whatevs. Well, I finally realized after all this time that I can just go to the filter button off to the right there, and I can filter by color. And that made it so much easier to find these, like, actually bearable wall colorings. So, if you didn't know that, there you go. I may have saved your life. Or I guess your head next time you get a headache in The Sims because you're like, I don't want this, like, bright-ass yellow wallpaper in the, like, bedroom, you know? You're gonna go crazy like the woman in the yellow wallpaper. Did any of y'all read that short story? Because it's a pretty lit short story. If you haven't, you can find it online somewhere. It's pretty old, and basically this woman is, like, has to live in her attic or something in the country because she's been reading too many novels and is depressed. I don't know. And back in those days it was like, oh, if women read, it's like a sign of mental strain, like they're gonna get sick or whatever. So they shut her up in this room with this hideous yellow wallpaper, and it drives her crazy. So it's a pretty good short story. You should check it out. Kind of disturbing, but not like in a unbearable way. Okay, and so I got these postcards out of the Bitey Bug and the calendar there. I realized that that's like a men's calendar of, like, you know, fancy dudes, but, you know, we can just ignore that and pretend that this little boy who lives in this room just really likes firemen, you know, in a completely, like, appropriate way. Until he gets older and realizes the firemen are hot as hell. I need to talk more about the build. So I'm gonna do this teen girl's bedroom here. Like, it started out as just kind of a second bedroom, and then I added some, like, personality and flavor to it, you know? I like to have a nightstand and a lamp on it. Got her this nice desk. I love the laptops that come with Strangerville. If you don't have Strangerville, seriously, just get it for the laptops because the computers in the game are awful. I think they're so hideous. And the laptops kind of make up for it. Not really, but kind of. And so then I'm just putting all the clutter on the desk that I think I'm going to use. And then I'll fix it up and make it look pretty later. Put down a backpack, change the color. Then the nightstand I changed because I did not like the one that I had. So I switched it to this one. Got to change the lamp a little bit. And then I want her to actually put stuff on her nightstand. So I moved that a bit. I like everybody to have a tissue box on their nightstand or at least somewhere in their room. I find like that it's not necessarily more realistic because anytime I would go over to a friend's house and I'd be like, I was this kid with allergies and I always needed tissues. And I go over to people's houses and I'm like, hi, where's the tissues? And they're like, oh, we don't have any tissue boxes in this entire house. And I'm just like, rip. But I'm dying. So I would just like make use of their shit toilet paper or paper towels. So in The Sims, I'm like, for all those allergy kids out there in The Sims, here's your tissue boxes. Also, I don't know, it looks nice. Very happy that that's included because I feel represented as a kid with allergies. Give this girl a calendar. I figure she likes doggoos. Put some lovely postcards on there. I have this like idea that the girl who lives in this room is pretty sporty. She has yoga. She has snowboards on the wall. She's got all those trophies. And but she's also really smart and into school. Meanwhile, her brother is sort of more like, he plays some sports, but he's kind of more into like photography. So later I'll put some cameras on his desk. And that's why he has so many postcards and whatnot. And he just sort of likes reading and being a little bit quiet and not really like her very much. She seems like she'd be loud and confident. So the master bathroom gave me so much trouble. I really just hated everything that I was doing in it. And then about this time, I started really liking it. Just like to put some of those rugs in there. Remember, guys, rugs in your bathroom. I'm pretty sure, honestly, if you're watching a Sims build video and you're a man, you probably are the kind of person that has rugs. I mean, I'm probably barking up the wrong tree here. But if for some reason, like maybe you're a girl or a guy and your guy doesn't have a fucking rug in his house, you can just be like, look, this random person on the internet said you should get a rug. Like, trust him. I swear. Like, I don't know what I'm even saying. I love this painting. It's super big. It doesn't usually go anywhere, but I think it's fantastic and a great pop of color. So I like to just drop it in my builds. Put a little bit of these like panels over it to kind of take care of it looking like a little bit rough around those edges. Throw that ottoman in there, a beach. I like to just kind of put all the clutter that I'm gonna probably use on the table first, and then I go back to it later and readjust it. This sick vanity is pretty lit. I think it's from Glamour stuff, or yeah, Vintage Glamour. As I mentioned in the last video, I have a very specific color palette, and it's cool colors, particularly like blues and grays, blacks, nice purples that are kind of like matte and stuff. So you can see that represented in my builds for sure. Here is this bed, which is from, I think, also Vintage Glamour. And it's just a fantastic bed. Now we're sprucing up the bathroom a little bit with some of that clutter. Gotta make sure that it looks good. It's a nice bathroom with these tall mirrors. I really like that. I always put a toilet paper roll in my bathrooms, but I did that actually in the build portion, which was the last video that I saw. And you can see I'm messing around with the men's shampoos here. They're kind of like far from the wall, so I push them in a little bit more. Got lovely rugs. We got to make sure there's lots of good plants here to fill in the empty spaces. I like this thing that came with the new update. And yeah, just like, whenever you got these like empty spaces in your house in your Sims build, and you're like, what am I missing? Just throw in some plants. Plants are great. Throw in some rugs, like I said. Make it look nice. Add some tissue boxes and books. We got all kinds of things. If you're like, what would actually be on my bed or whatevs, then, put it in your room. The stuff from Spa Day is really, really nice. And let's see. What else am I doing? God damn, I picked good wall colors. I'm sorry, I'm watching this later as I record, and I'm just like, yo, now that I finally know how to pick wall colors, dang, they're looking so good. And I love these paintings. If you put all 4 of them together, this is probably news to nobody, but if you put all 4 of those particular paintings together, they make like a picture. It's pretty great. Anyway, so we're nearing the end of the build. I'm just going to do some finishing touches in the boys' bedroom with some like posters and stuff on the walls. There's a section of the video where I show how I landscaped it, but I'm not going to add it to this video because it's getting kind of long already. And if you have a short attention span like me, it can be kind of rough to watch videos that are super long. So we'll see. Hopefully in the future I can get these videos out like faster than I did this time. But yeah, anyway, go ahead and be sure to like the video, subscribe, leave a comment if you want, and follow me on Twitch.
at Drew Drop 26. This house is available on the gallery, fully landscaped and furnished, so have a good day.